Welcome back to the John Trading channel. You can see that Bitcoin has made this major breakout above the upside, looking to support off of this area here. Plus the positive MACD histogram is showing more bullish momentum for Bitcoin. Plus Ethereum is looking even more bullish than Bitcoin, making a higher move than Bitcoin and also looking more bullish on the MACD histogram. Plus I have a lot of crypto news to go through with you today, so make sure you're watching until the end of the video. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. First, to begin with crypto news, good things come to those who hodl Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has stabilized at almost exactly $14 a coin. I'm tired of waiting for a jump, so let's take the losses and get my cash back. It truly shows that the best things come to those who are willing to wait. As you would see right now, compared to the 2021 bull run, we're not just getting 100 plus, 200 plus daily moves. Right now, we're slowly grinding to the upside. But if you do understand the data, then you would understand that we are back in the Bitcoin bull run right now. But we're in those early stages. We're not seeing those 30 and 50% pumps daily. We're still in the early phases of price stabilizing before we then make that massive increase. And it's coming in the next few months. But you have to be patient, and really the time to begin accumulating is now and not when the price is already up another 50 to 100%. In the 2012 bear run of Bitcoin, you can see that we were down 90% from the all-time high. Then in the 2015 to 2016 bear run, we were down 80% from the all-time high. Then in the 2019 bear run, we were down another 80%. And what happened in the latest bull run of 2022 to 2023, you can see we were down 75, nearly 80% from the all-time highs. So you can see that those were really the lows for Bitcoin. It's not going any lower because Bitcoin is not going to zero, and we're going to see much higher prices from here, especially with the US debt ceiling, especially with inflation where it's at, especially with money printing happening, especially with Hong Kong allowing Bitcoin trading again. There's so many positives for the Bitcoin market right now that you need to begin accumulating before it's too late and prices are up another 50 to 100% from here. And this was just in. The Bitcoin Standard author joins El Salvador's National Bitcoin Office as an economic advisor. If you haven't read the Bitcoin Standard, I would definitely recommend it. This author is absolutely fantastic and really understands the fundamentals of Bitcoin and where it's going from here and how it's going to be utilized by economic parties such as El Salvador and how they can use it to their benefit for their country members to actually gain the potential of crypto in the market and not have to rely on currencies like the US dollar. And lastly, in every video, I've always been giving you something to do with trading. Professional traders understand that they must cut their losses quickly. The journey back from a sizable loss is far too difficult to consistently overcome. Don't dig yourself into a hole that you can't get out. Working on timing and taking small losses until you perfect your craft. So you can see, if you lose an initial 8% in the market, you need 8.7% to actually gain your initial 8% back. Then, if you take a loss of 25%, you need to gain 33% to come back to break even. Then, taking a loss of 30%, you need 43% to come to break even. Looking at this final number, if you lose 50% of your account, you need to double your account from there to just break even. So you'd need to be finding a strategy that has a small risk and big reward. And I'm always explaining this in my course and on my YouTube that you only need to be trading with 1 to 2% maximum of your trading portfolio, because if you're risking any more, you really cannot afford to lose those big amounts. And as I've explained, if you flip a coin heads and tails, you actually have a higher likelihood of getting 8 heads or 8 tails in a row. That means that if your strategy is a 50-50 strategy, you could easily come out with 8 losers in a row. Your strategy needs to withstand this, otherwise you're going to have to recover from these exact big drops. Before I get into the price of Ethereum, make sure you've liked the video, make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. I'm going to first begin by scrolling into the chart right here, and you can actually see we had double inside bars. So right on this bar here, we had a major bar. Then this bar right here, this red bar, actually fits within this bar right here, is what I like to call an inside bar. And then this bar right here fits within this red bar as well. So we have an inside bar. You can actually see that this is a form of a symmetrical triangle. We're basically making converging prices converging to the apex of the triangle. this is a 50-50 pattern. We do have a slightly higher likelihood of breaking to the upside, but again, this strategy is very 50-50 because it's not only a 50-50 move that we're going to make an up or downside break, it's also a 50-50 chance that the first move is going to be a fake out. And you can see we've actually gone below this bar here, so we've stopped doing inside bars and we've made that small decline to the downside. But again, this is another 50-50 that this pattern is even going to fail and we are going to continue to the upside. In this particular pattern, it's at best 55% this was bullish, so it's still a very high likelihood that we can go at least slightly down from here. The area that I would be looking is where this exponential moving average is finally starting to tick to the upside. You can see that we have this value zone in this area between the short-term and medium-term EMAs. So right in this area would be a perfect level to actually come back and retest. And as I'll show you on the 4-hourly chart, this is actually our trading range zone. And in this area, we had a lot of resistance. We broke above this resistance. What then is very likely is to come back, actually test this level as support before we make that massive move to the upside. And this would be an area I'm actually looking to accumulate some more Ethereum at this great price. Scrolling back out on the daily time frame, through this area, we did have some resistance. We then got a solid break above this resistance. Reason being is this exponential moving average was sloping to the upside. And when we have an upward sloping EMA, it signals to us that there's a high probability of continuing longs to the upside. Whereas in this area, you can see that we were basically sideways and we were slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up. So the EMA was even signaling to us that we were in a slight trading range. Then through here, the EMA began to tick to the downside and it showed higher likelihood that coming back into this valley area, we were going to get those sell-offs. But what's happened lately? We started to curve sideways and now we're actually beginning to curve to the upside. And if the EMA can follow my white line here, that's actually going to begin sloping to the upside of the EMA and then give us the confirmation that we can begin buying Ethereum, looking for moves to the upside, as the slope of the exponential moving average is truly one of the best indicators for the long-term market. And not only have we got positive ticks on the MACD histogram, we're finally above this zero line, and we have been for quite a while. You can see that we did have a slight decrease in today's volume, which is showing by this decreasing bar, which means there's slightly more selling pressure than there is buying pressure. Since back here on the 14th of May, we've been growing to the upside, actually signaling to us that there's more buying pressure in the market than there is selling pressure. Today, we've had the first downtick in a while, so it's actually showing that there's slightly more bearish pressure right now than bullish pressure. But that's nothing to worry about because I'm looking for this retest area of this support and resistance flip. Also looking at the exponential moving average as a great support level to then push to the upside. Now coming over to the price of Bitcoin on the daily time frame, looking at this area here, it wasn't quite as bullish as Ethereum was. Before on Ethereum, we did have those inside bars, but you can see with Bitcoin, this was not an inside bar, but this one, red bar, was an inside bar because it fits in between the top and the bottom of this bar, but we did get this downside breakout. It's also not looking as bullish as Ethereum because the longer term EMA is above the short-term EMA, whereas the short-term EMA on Ethereum has already ticked up, while the medium-term EMA was below it, signaling that there is more bullish pressure. So we haven't got that crossover, which I'm actually looking for. Plus, shown on the MACD histogram, we haven't had those extreme bullish days like we saw on Ethereum. We have been bullish since the 14th of May, but it just hasn't been enough strength to really get me interested. I'd actually prefer to trade Ethereum right now. But we are coming perfectly back into this support and resistance flip that I've been explaining for multiple weeks. This is a trading range area, and not only are we coming back to the exponential moving average, this was initial resistance level. Then we flipped it, and now we're going to use it as a support level to then look to make moves to the upside. So I'm going to move over to the 4-hourly chart very soon so I can show you this exact support and resistance flip that I've been looking to trade on Bitcoin. And again, you can see the Bitcoin through here had that positive sloping EMA, meaning these upside moves were a higher likelihood. We were moving down for the last couple of weeks, which then signals why people were selling in these areas, because we were in the value zone between the short and medium term EMA. But right now we broke above this EMA, it's beginning to tick to the upside, and we're now using this area as a support level. Let's move over to the 4-hourly chart so I can show you even better. So right now Bitcoin is actually leading Ethereum. Look in this area, we had a lot of resistance in this area. We were in that trading range. We had a lot of buying pressure in this area, reason being we're in the trading range. The reason I know that is look at the exponential moving average. slightly up, slightly down, slightly up. That means we're in a trading range direction. Trading range means buy low, sell high, and scalp. So initially in this area, there was a lot of resistance. Look what happens. We got a break above this resistance level. We're now coming back, using this resistance level as a support level, because every time resistance gets broken, it's going to come back and retest it as a support level. Every time a support level gets broken, it's going to try and come back, retest it as resistance, and then go to the downside. So you can see here that we're now using in this perfect area right here, because on the daily chart, we're on the 20 exponential moving average. Plus, we're right at this resistance support level flip, which is giving me confluence in the market. Not only have we got traders who use this support and resistance flips looking to buy in this area, you've also got traders using the exponential moving average and the slope of the EMA to actually determine which way the trend is going. So we've got multiple confluence areas showing that right now could be the actually time to begin accumulating Bitcoin, because we've got that confirmation on price that we finally broke out of this resistance level. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. This is all I have for you for today. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.